Nothing is wrong. The day is ordinary, no one is in danger, nothing bad has happened, and yet somewhere in your chest something is tight, something is waiting. You scan the room without realizing you are scanning it. You replay the conversation from this morning to check whether you said something wrong. You feel fine, and then you feel guilty for feeling fine because something must be coming. People ask how you are and you say fine, because the honest answer, I am a little scared, of nothing specific, of everything in general, is the kind of sentence that stops a conversation in its tracks. And if that sentence felt familiar, this video is for you. Here is what the research is actually saying. People who live with a constant low hum of fear are not weak, they are not dramatic, they are not broken. In most cases, they are running a nervous system that was never taught that the threat had passed. That is not a character flaw, that is a survival system doing exactly what it was built to do, just in the wrong decade. By the end of this video, you are going to understand why some nervous systems learn to stay on alert, and why that decision made complete sense at the time it was made. We are going to look at the neuroscience of what chronic fear actually does to the brain, and why telling yourself to just calm down has never once worked. And we are going to spend time on the one thing that actually shifts it, which is not what most people expect. You have probably done this at 3 in the morning. Lying completely still, the room dark and safe, no actual reason to be awake, and yet your brain is running a full incident report on everything that could go wrong tomorrow. Or this one, something good happens, and instead of simply enjoying it, a quiet part of you starts watching the exits, waiting for the part where it gets taken away. Or you are in a perfectly safe situation and someone asks why you look tense, and you do not have an answer because the fear does not require a reason. It arrived on its own schedule and it does not explain itself. Sound familiar? Good, because what is happening in that body of yours is not a personality trait. It is a pattern, and patterns have origins. Here is what is actually happening inside the body. Your nervous system has 2 modes. The first is calm, open, present, able to think clearly. The second is alert, scanning, braced, ready for a threat. Both are essential. Both are healthy when they switch appropriately. But here is what neuroscientist Stephen Porges found in decades of research he called polyvagal theory. In plain English, when a person experiences repeated stress or threat early in life, the nervous system stops waiting for permission to go on alert. It just stays there. It runs the alarm as the default setting, because a nervous system that is always ready cannot be caught off guard. And the cruel irony is this: the alert state uses an enormous amount of energy. It is exhausting to be afraid of nothing in particular. That bone-deep tiredness you cannot explain, the fatigue that sleep does not fix, that is your nervous system working a full shift, protecting you from a threat that is no longer there. But here is where it gets important, because understanding why the alarm is on is not the same as knowing how to turn it down, and the way most people try to do it makes it worse. When you are in a fear response, when the alarm is running, the thinking part of your brain is significantly less online, not a little less, significantly. Neuroscientist Joseph LeDoux, who spent his career mapping the fear pathways in the brain, found that the emotional alarm system, the amygdala, your brain's threat detector, can activate a full fear response in milliseconds, long before the rational, thinking brain even registers what happened. So when someone tells you to just think rationally, to talk yourself out of it, they are asking the part of your brain that is currently offline to override the part that is running at full speed. That is why it does not work, not because you are not trying hard enough, because you are trying with the wrong tool. Be honest for a second. Have you ever felt afraid and immediately judged yourself for feeling afraid? Have you ever had the fear arrive and then spent equal energy being ashamed of the fear? So now you are carrying 2 things, the original fear and the fear of what it means that you are afraid. That second layer, that is the one that keeps people stuck. Psychologist Kristin Neff, whose work on self-compassion has changed how therapists treat anxiety, found that people who are chronically afraid also tend to treat their own fear with a harshness they would never direct at someone else. They call themselves anxious, pathetic, ridiculous, too much. But what if the fear is not a character flaw? What if it is just information from a nervous system that learned the world was less safe than it should have been? You would not shame a smoke alarm for going off in a building that once caught fire. You would work out how to recalibrate it. So what actually helps? Not a list, not a breathing app, one shift in how you relate to the fear itself. Stop treating the fear as the enemy. Start treating it as a message from a part of you that has been working very hard for a very long time. When the fear arrives, and it will arrive, instead of fighting it, shamming it, or trying to think your way out of it, try this. Put one hand on your chest and say quietly internally without performance, I hear you, you are doing your job, we are actually safe right now. This is not affirmation, it is not positive thinking. It is speaking to the nervous system in the only language it understands: presence, not argument, safety, not logic. The alarm does not respond to reasons, it responds to calm, and calm is not the absence of fear, it is the presence of something steady enough to hold it. Remember the beginning of this video. The ordinary room, the nothing wrong that still felt like something, the scan for threats that found none but kept scanning anyway. That was not weakness. That was a nervous system that learned the world required vigilance and became very, very good at it. The goal is not to never be afraid. The goal is to become the kind of steady presence for your own nervous system that someone, somewhere should have been for it a long time ago. You can be that for yourself. You already know how. You just proved it by sitting with this video all the way to the end. If any part of this video felt like it was written for you, leave a comment. Even just a number 1, 2, or 3 for which part landed. Someone else will read it at 3 in the morning and feel slightly less alone in the alarm that will not turn off. The next video on this channel is about the people who carry everyone else's pain before they ever stop to feel their own. Same nervous system, different shape, even more recognizable. Subscribe so it finds you. Your nervous system is ready.